Alright, hi guys, welcome back to the stream. We are back to our regular any percent runs today. We did pretty good last week. We cut a minute off our personal best, but we missed a wrong warp in that run, so that kind of gives you an idea of how much time we still have to save. So as usual, we're going to do a practice run, then we're going to see if we can get a few more runs in before it gets a bit late and I have to call it a day. So without too much hassle, let's just get started again. So dragonfly forest wrong warps are still our biggest pain, but apparently our spider forest wrong warp is actually being a bit of an obstacle for us as well, but only the second one. Don't ask me why, I'm gonna guess it's the pressure. We lost an amazing run last week, sadly, to that spider forest wrong warp. Very unfortunately. But there's still loads of space to improve on our current personal best. But I think it's 1:15:50 something. That's what we need to improve on. I'd be more specific about the time, but I think you can beat that by a couple minutes, if I'm honest. Fairly comfortably, so I don't think we're going to have any runs that are quite that close.
Rick Hess has run away, has he? He's run off, you know. It's all hearsay. It seems his heart was stolen by a Na'vi woman, and he ran off. His son is still so young. Too young to become a Cocoon master. Run away, will you?
I do appreciate the length of this intro. It actually does sort of help get me into the zone before I have to actually perform anything too tricky. Remind myself what on earth I'm supposed to be doing. I still do need to find some time to actually do proper wrong warp practice, where I'm just there with a save state. But I find that so difficult to do. But you know, you buy yourself an hour of time or whatever just spent resetting the same scene, doing it over and over again. It's very dull. It'll be a nice sign as if we don't get any blocks here, and if we got crit by minion, that would make me very happy. But I don't think it makes a difference at this point, unless it happens twice. Yes, I've been wondering what to do about tomorrow's challenge. So tomorrow's challenge is going to be the Cocoon but my minions can't level, or can't level up rather, challenge. And I'm trying to work out where the hardest point of that is. So Kashidra is not going to be easy because normally you fight Kashidra with at least a level 21 minion, like at least one. In the any percent we fight it with 2. But we're going to have at most level 18s, so Kashidra is going to be hard. Delphinel will be easy because you normally beat Delphinel with a level 18 anyway. It's just a level 18 Mardrake. So I'm not worried about Delphinel. Tuturus, I think I want to say like a Squimble based minion can probably take down Tuturus. or squirrel-based minions. I'd rather only have one though, if possible. Just because that saves a lot of time on capturing minions and merging them. I'm not actually sure what I'd use to take down the poacher in the moth forest, because obviously we can't use any minions that you capture in the moth forest. Oh, I think that sound cue came in early. That was weird. Seems to have solved itself now. Yeah, so we can't level our minions that high, so I think the highest level you can capture is... We're probably going to have to use a squamoj. The little air snake. That's what my best bet is. But they are quite slow. So I have worries that Gigo will block them. But I think they're the highest level air minion we can get our hands on at the time. Squamojs also have wind attack plus power, which we are going to want. That will be very useful. But I think that's the plan. Since seals will be banned, we'll also need to work out a minion to take down Kikinak with. So there's a few trickier steps, especially since really we'd like to kill Kikinak with Levant, so that none of our minions level and we can keep using them. Or at least we can merge them away, because if they do level, we are obligated to not use them at all anymore, which includes merging them into other minions. I may as well spin them at that point, because we're not going to be allowed to use them for anything. Yeah, whether or not that challenge is reasonable to complete is entirely, I think, going to come down to Kashidra. I can see reasons why you'd beat every other boss. Beating the poacher isn't too hard. We could correct for it by just having more squamojs. Just go into it with 4 of them. Both 4 of them, 3 of them. And that will almost certainly take down Kashidra, and we don't need to use all the squamojs. So as soon as one levels up from that fight, we get rid of it. You can also get the poacher to kill that particular squamoj, so it doesn't level, and try to kill poacher with Levant, but it may actually be relevant for us to pick up other weapons in the run to make it easier for Levant to finish bosses for us. Weirdly. But I still probably would want to use one minion to finish each elemental boss. So there's actually, I think, weirdly going to be an element where we have to accept sacrifices in terms of minions.
According to tradition, I hereby proclaim your coming of age. Your pride from this day forward.
We can make the challenge harder by making it so that if our minions level up at all, then we lose the run. But that necessitates that Levant kills every boss, which is not very fun. That would require way more calculation and predictive behavior in terms of this minion at this level merged with this. Doing this gets this boss close enough so that Levant can kill it. That kind of calculation, which requires like an extensive game knowledge, but not necessarily game knowledge that's all that interesting to know. You know, that's kind of like it's pointless knowledge. It'll only be relevant for that specific run. I mean, we do have some pointless knowledge for beating Poacher, you know, from the any %. If you take down Gigo with a Mardreg, regular attack, special attack, regular attack kills poacher. So special attack, regular attack, and then switch to Levant, and 4 attacks kills poacher. 4 Levant attacks, that being. Now we know that, but that's just because it's very relevant to the any percent run. If it wasn't, we wouldn't. You know, that took extensive routing to find how to do that optimally. Or maybe they lucked into it. You could luck into it, to be fair. From just trying to get as far as you can on as little as possible, you may accidentally run into that. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting run. Especially because if a different minion kills the Earth boss, we have to fight Kashidra with only 2 minions. If we want to do it, you know, in one go cleanly. Otherwise we'll have to lose whatever minion we had, go back, because you don't have to fight the Earth boss again once you've defeated him once. It's not one fight straight into the other, and because we're not doing a go as fast as you can run while doing those challenges. It's still preferable. I'd rather defeat Kashidra quickly, but I'm going to be forced to have 2 minions. Possibly 1 if I don't let Earth boss kill whichever one defeats Delphinel. But I don't like my odds against Kashidra that much in that particular context. 1 minion is very difficult. 2 minions is I mean, it's doable, obviously. Otherwise we'd need a 3rd minion for this, but those minions are level 21, not at 18. Brain switched off for a couple of seconds there. Do I need to press it once or twice? Wait for him to talk about the beetle key. Down, there we go. I do kind of want to see if we can get the what is it? Is it the Terpara? Anyway, it's the Earth boss skip, where you hit him with Earth attack plus power, get a critical hit with a Terpara, and it just kills him. But normally you do that with you know, a leveled up Terpara with Earth attack plus power. You don't normally do that with any old with a level 18 Terpara. Plus our Terpara would have to be spiral based, I guess. Should take quite a bit of effort to get. I think they're level 17 Terparas. So you'd need to grab a spiral, merge it with 1 Terpara, have it die in a fight, merge it with another Terpara, have it die in a fight, then merge it with a 3rd Terpara, and then you're there. You now have a spiral-based Terpara, which is Earth, importantly. Purely Earth, because the amount of elemental affinity your minion has with a particular element, the more damage it does with that element. Just pressing square instead of X. That was stupid of us. But yeah. It's why splitting elements of your minions isn't actually very good in this game. Single element minions pretty much always trump multi-element minions. Even if you're going to make a minion that doesn't use elemental attacks like ever, it's still better to have it be purely 1 element. Because that gives it as fewest weaknesses as possible, and you can just give it 1 elemental attack in the event that it happens to be fighting something that its element's good against. It just makes sense to do it that way. You can do, of course, the rather insane, well, not insane thing. It's not the worst idea in the world. I just don't think it's valuable, which is making every element minion. Because it's slightly weak to everything, but nothing's particularly good against it either. But I don't think that's worthwhile as a practice. Oh, I've been practicing dodging that for time. I can't believe I messed that up. In the challenge run last week, I was fine on that. But I guess it is the first practice run, so. This one's the harder dodge as well anyway, so good luck to me dodging this. Oh, I messed up. I messed up again. I thought it was going to start running at me and then it didn't, and then I messed it up just really badly. Oh well. It's probably a bit early. It was. That was a bit late. That's gonna mess up my element as well. Okay. What am I doing? Bit of a rough time over this morning. This morning, this evening. That's actually still too early. My face is touching it, but it's, yeah. Okay, you know, I'm not gonna. I haven't played for a week. Bit out of practice. There we go. I would probably improve at a much faster rate if I played this game more than twice a week, where I'm only doing 80% runs for one of those days. But I don't want to. I'm not sure if overplay would be the right word, but I don't want to make this boring to me by doing it too much. That's my concern. There we go. I'm gonna have to flip the elements once here to get it to be a Mardrag, I believe. There we go. I think with the primal dodges, it's very easy to go early, and if you go early, you get hit. Particularly when you're doing a challenge where you're trying to go fast in a speed run. Kind of a mess. The very first thing you do in a run is dodge the primal. I always mess it up whenever I'm doing a speedrun. We'll come back tomorrow to do the no leveling challenge, and I'll dodge them both. Calling it now. I want this to go to... I think we've done a bit too much damage to it. Yeah, I don't like my odds of attacking it again. Oh, nice. I do appreciate a Levant block. So we're just gonna have to hope that the Mardreg behaves. I'd rather we get it to 9 before instead of 8, because there's a chance we do. Oh, nice. Mardreg's actually being really kind to us. I prefer to get it to 9 because that you can almost always hit it another time. The almost being because if you crit it, it of course dies. Yeah, I way prefer having it go to 9 so I can get 1 extra hit in. Yes, maximize our odds. That is a Hiralco. Like it when it's Hiralco, it's an easier dodge. Use key. You could describe that as a dodge, but I wouldn't. It's trivial to do. Not really trying to dodge the minion. You're just trying to get the key and get out of there as quickly as possible. Okay. Time to miss this wrong warp repeatedly. Why couldn't it be any other screen? I feel any other screen in the game would be easier than this. That might be early. Oh, I was right. Oh, why must I not trust myself? Curse my hubris. By wanting to be safe, I lose so much time, and I miss the instant wrong warp. I'm just not going into the menu at all yet. There's again. That's still early. I don't think that's right. I think we're too far back. We're too far back. Yeah. Every time I do this to myself. This now begs the question, is it better to just restart the run, try again? Just because of the massive time lost from this, kind of. Like, we might get a decent run, but we're not going to get a great run. That's what I'm going to say. Don't know why I'm running that way, I don't need to. There's definitely a part of me that says no. We should just keep going anyway to get the practice in. But another part of me says, yeah, you may as well. But I may as well practice this wrong warp at the very least. That's early. That's still early. No, that's right, okay. Get an idea of the precision required for this. I think that's still early again. Yeah, you're too far back. Far back. Yeah, I'll restart the run after this. We'll keep going till I get it. I just don't have a good feel for this one. Like, at all. I don't have a great one on... Like, the one I have, like, I can very easily tell is the Beetle Forest one. That's very easy to tell. This one is, Q's a bit harder to see. That looks still too early. I think it is still too early. I'm just pressing this too early. I'm too, Oh, never mind, okay. Okay. It's right. We'll kill Kikinak, why not? There we go. Oh dear. Let's see if I can run up at these sleep spores, because we aren't continuing this run anyway, so let's just see if we can get it. Mashing X doesn't really do you that good with regards to picking up the sleep spores. Yeah, we aren't continuing this anyway. We're just killing Kikinak for the heck of it. It was a friendly Mardrag as well. But I think we're just trying to get the good run, right? To get the fast run. I just need to hit that wrong warp first try. I only need to do it once, and then I can forget about it in a run. Yeah, I'm looking at when I'm doing that wrong warp, I'm looking at the shadow on the ground, not Levant's shadow, but there's a tonal shift at the end, towards the end of the room. And basically, what I'm looking for is a certain amount of distance between Levant and that shadow change. However, as you can tell, I'm not very good at judging that distance. Which leads me to wrong warp early, a lot. And attempting the Hunter Transit glitch. Early, of course, kills the run, basically. We'll just finish getting Rye to talk to us, and then we'll exit and start again. There we go. It's better in terms of Gives me more chances at a good run than just carrying that on, knowing it's not going to beat PB anyway. Especially if we messed up another wrong warp later. Just make sure our settings are right. Just for some reason exit game just incorrectly sets them. And let's go again. And this is where suddenly the helpful intro sequence to get you into the zone is now directly unhelpful. Because now we have to wait about 12 minutes again. Just intro sequence once more. If I could just get that the dragonfly wrong warps down. I'm pretty good at the second one now. Like the beetle forest one, second dragonfly. I'm not bad at the first spider one. For some reason I struggle whenever it's the second one, but I think that's just the pressure of the fact that it's the last one in the run. And if you're on a good run where you haven't missed any yet, that's the one you mess up. Like that's your last opportunity to mess up, on the wrong warps at least. Everything else is basically luck based beyond that point. Aside from, do you remember to heal between the do you do the right attacks to level up Mardrag, and do you heal between Delphinel and Kashidra?
Ricketts has run away, has he? He's run off, you know. It's all hearsay. It seems his heart was stolen by a Na'vi woman, and he ran off. His son is still so young. Too young to become a Cocoon master. Run away, will you?
To be fair, I think if on the last screen you get a spiral, I believe it is actually dodgeable on the final screen to dodge if it's a spiral. I can't remember the trick to it though. It might involve waiting a lot, which isn't like like it may actually be slower than just fighting it and running away, kind of waiting. But I think it can be done. Like it's facing the wrong way or something, I don't know. So when the AI, because the way spirals chase you is they have a pretty tight, turning circle, but they always move forward while chasing you. So if they're facing the wrong way, that gives you quite a bit of time to actually move away from them. And if you get them to come towards you in terms of the way they turn, so if they turn so that they are where you were, as it were, rather than where you're going, then they won't hit you. If you get what I mean. It's kind of, I'm not the best at explaining the specifics of that, but I suppose it'd be, if you're going left to right, like if you imagine just a line from left to right, then you want them to spin anti-clockwise, and if you're going right to left, you want them to spin clockwise, that kind of thing. That's probably the best way to explain what I mean. That buys you the most time, and that will get you past them. But yeah, I think that setup takes too long in terms of waiting, and odds are that it's not even a spiral there, like a Turgor or something. Not Turgor. I keep calling them Turgors. They're not Turgors. A Babensa, or what is the name? I can never remember the name of the Earth one. It's not Turgor, because Turgor is I believe that's what the dragon you find in the regular spider forest is, a Turgor. I can't remember the names, but those things. Or a Turpara. And if it's a Turpara, then that's bad, because the Turpara is when that screen with a Turpara is when you get the try encounter, where it's all three of them: the Babensa, the Turgor, and a Spiral. Those are probably the wrong elemental combinations of those minions, but it is those three minions. Like, it'll be, if it's a Babensa, it'll be a Gyral, because it'll be air and water. And then I think that one gives you the Turpara, but I'm not sure. It might be that that's the one where you get the water one. I just remember it's not a fight you really want to have. I'm not sure of the specific mechanics of escape in this game, but I feel if you get that encounter, you have fewer chances to escape, I think, and you're less likely to, I think. That is strictly an I think, though. I do not know. I do not know for a fact. But it certainly feels like it, because it's a scary encounter right at the end. Because it'll be on the last two screens at late. Like, that's the only time you can encounter that. Last two screens before final boss. Yeah, the only wrong warp we're okay missing, really, is the is Spider Forest 1. It's kind of alright to miss, just because you get back there in such little time. It's obviously not desirable, you don't want to miss it, because it's still like a half a minute that you lose. Dragonfly is by far the worst, or rather Spider 2 is the worst. If you miss Spider 2, it's 3 minutes. Something like that per miss. Yeah, for some reason, whenever I like do a run up, like a very first encounter, go straight for the wrong warp, I always doubt myself. Even though as far as like a track record of those go, I actually have pretty good hit rate on those, but I always doubt it. Probably because it's not consistent, right? It's not 100% of the time. If it was, I would always do that.
Coward. According to tradition, I hereby proclaim your coming of age. Your pride from this day forward. Treacherous hero.
Why must we always kill the buggy boy? I'm sorry, little one. It's hard to mash through as quickly as possible here. I'd probably save, like, you know, over the course of an entire run, maybe a minute. I'm just mashing. If I manage to press attack on like the first frames possible every time, that would probably save a minute. But that's not very. It's not very. Well, it's not inhuman to do so, but it's practically inhuman. Certainly for me, at least. I think you'd have to press. You'd have to press twice in. Oh god, what would it be? 0.03 of a second, roughly. Oh, yeah. Something like that. All the way through. By all the dialogue boxes and all the rest of it. Like, that's how fast you need to be pressing. Because that's a bit over, I think that's like 32 times a second, 0.03. I think exactly 1/30th is 0.03125. I think that's exactly 1/30th. And the game runs at 30 FPS, of course. So yeah, I think that's how fast you'd have to press buttons. Just the X button, rather, specifically. To get through all this dialogue as quickly as possible. And all the attacks as quickly as possible. Precision at that level for like other button presses, yeah, it's not happening. Not really. I say that as if it is realistic to do that. Throw an entire run on every dialogue box anyway. It's definitely not an insane thing to try to do. You'd need like macro keys or something. Do it on a task run. Game isn't really popular enough to have tasks for it. I haven't actually checked though. Maybe I should look that up, see if anyone's done a task of this. I feel like the answer is probably no. It'd be cool to see if there was one. I don't know why I thought to press square instead of X suddenly when I got to capturing Arbitron last time. That was very strange. I don't know what made me think to do that. Okay, there we go. Arbitron obtained. $14.02 is, yeah, 14.02, 14.03 is like the fastest I can ever capture Arbitron on this. I don't think I've beaten 14.02 as a time for capturing Arbitron. Right, we got another chance for me to embarrass myself on the squasp dodges. I'm always down for a chance to embarrass myself with dodging a swasp. I was closer. I was still wrong, but I was closer. I don't know, sometimes I can do it, sometimes I just can't. There you go. I think I forgot to back away a little bit on the other one. There we go, that's a pretty fast beetle forest. Mishap with the first squasp, but I'll take it. Yeah, so Beetle Forest is only, you know, it's less than 2 minutes long. So it's like 14 minutes of setup. Like, if you discount the Arpatron tutorial bit, which you are in the Beetle Forest for, but you aren't really doing anything, then it's less than 2 minutes to do Beetle Forest. Right. Definitely less than 2 if you aren't bad at the game and dodge the timer when you ought to. Or the squasp, rather. This is not a timer at that point. And we got that first try, so it will be a Mardragon here. Given every run starts with these 2 wrong warps, you'd think I'd be good at them. Nope. Okay, I'm pretty good at the beetle one, but the beetle one is easy. The beetle one is very, very easy to do. There's very, very clear visual cues for whether or not you'll succeed on the Beetle Forest. Wrong warp. And the timing's not too hard either. Granted, I don't think the timing's like, if you know exactly what you're looking for, whether or not you'll succeed, I don't think any of them are hard to time. It's just knowing precisely what you're looking for at the point of before you try, like when you go into the menu. Like with the Spider Forest ones, I only know after I've tried. I know pretty immediately after I've tried. And Dragonfly 2 is also pretty clear visually, with whether or not you've got it right. But Dragonfly 1, it's not all that clear to me, if I'm honest. Just isn't. We have a chance of it going to 9 here. I went to 8. Well, we'll try to capture it immediately. I don't expect we'll have quite a friendly Mardrag as last time. Yeah, this one's getting out. We're gonna have to try and capture again. I don't want to hit it because it's so likely to die. It was on 16 before we hit it to 8. And Mardrag death is a run killer. And if possible, I'd like to avoid having to go 3 times to get the start right. Oh my god. Mardra, get in the goddamn cocoon. You, cocoon, in. Yeah. I don't want to hit him a third time. Like, he might live, but I don't want to find, you know, I don't want to find out. Jesus Christ. Well, that was a big time loss. That's painful. Haralco again, okay. Seems some days the game decides that those are all going to be Haralcos, and other days it decides they're all going to be Mardreks. For every run, I mean. Oh dear. I know at like the highest level of optimization, this run does come down to how fast does Mardrek get in the goddamn cocoon. Like all other luck. Avant. How? What? That counted as a back attack? That counted as a back attack? Okay. Well, we're gonna run, and when it fails, we'll start again. Oh, okay. Jesus Christ, what? It's the first time I've bumped into that guy. We're gonna have to use all of our mud walls just to heal up so that we don't die to Kikinak. I've actually never bumped into that guy before. I guess it was just how Savant turned around. This run is not going well. The opening was great. This very much so not. Alright, back to trying this pain. Come on. Not sure if that's it. It is, okay. Okay, so we've had Ballad, Mardrake, and an extra encounter. Put those on the board. There we go. Bit of a struggle to get those sleep spores. But so far looks like we have a run. It's not incredible, but it's not bad. It's certainly a usable run. Alright, we're out of healing items. It obviously doesn't matter what order you use the seals in. I just always use the number 2 first normally, just because I know that one has to go here. If I accidentally use 2 first ones, then we actually die to Kikinak instead of killing him. And there's no time lost in doing it. And choosing to do it with the order of 2-1-2-1. Though that time we did 2-1-1-2. Right. Oh, great walnut. I appreciate that, Kikinak. Yeah, the quick forests are Beetle 1, Spider 1. They're the fastest. By a large margin. I think Spider is 10 faster than Beetle, if you include the tutorials phase. I'm not sure. It's probably actually pretty close, because you have to... You're then obligated to include the chatting at the end of the Spider Forest. Or the cinematic stuff, in which case, by a long shot, Beetle is faster. But I suppose if you do it by active input, time, don't know. I think Beetle is still faster. It's a really quick forest to do. Okay. On to Spider. With the funky music. Hopefully a good wrong walk. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Let me in. I think that's wrong. Yeah, that looks wrong. I'm the worst. I'm the worst at seeing it. I need to hang up my speedrunner's license. I'm blind. If that snake hit me, Patimoja, I'd have been. I mean, he's hit me once before. Exactly one time in all my runs have I been hit by that snake once. There you go. Tree should be moved. I do think I still moved that tree further than I need to. But at this point in a run, that's not an optimization I'm worried about. A couple of seconds to a tree, not the biggest deal. I spend more time messing up wrong walks than getting that tree to move. And by that and that's not even missing wrong walks, that's just going backwards and forwards. Trying to get the setup. Yeah, despite that accidental fight with the Oma, I think we're actually doing alright in terms of time. Our fastest time ever into the Moth Forest is exactly 30 minutes into the run. Don't think we're going to match that. Too much has got to happen. But, you know, 1 minute past for us to be in the Moth Forest. That will give us an idea of how much time we lost to that fight with the Oma and to Mardreg, which I think is about 2 minutes, is roughly how much we lost. I would say 30 seconds to the Omar, like a minute and a bit to the Mardrag. But we're still on pace to beat PV, provided we don't mess up any more wrong warps and we have decent luck. So I'm thinking a time of like 31:30 or 32 minutes to being when we actually get into the Moth Forest. Okay, we'll sort of we'll have an exact time on how much time we've lost in this opening section. In about a minute. Versus my best ever first half. We did also have that encounter with Squimmel. Oh, sorry, not Squimmel, Squasp. Swasp. That would have been nice to have avoided. Okay, it's going up, there we go. Get into the Moth Forest, we have 9 seconds. Oh, didn't press it enough, we went to the village square. You were 1 short. Okay, so let's ignore the village square mishap. It happens. It's actually a bit more than I thought, but anyway. It's still workable. It's still workable, it's not a major time loss. Snakes were the right colour. Don't need to worry about them. Let's pick up this. Whip Ricketts' garb. Oh, and use the sleep spore. Mustn't forget to do that. Should be the right colour. It is. For a second I thought I forgot to equip my minions. I was like, wait a second. But I did remember. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry, game. What are you doing? What is that noise you're making? I hope that stops after the fight. I apologize for anyone who has to listen to that noise. Jesus Christ. I think that's just an audio glitch caused by us using the on the Agni Seal. That sounds like a part of the Agni Seal sound clip, like the very start of it. I'm hoping that getting in and out of the fight will reset that. There we go. It was the game, yeah. I apologize. That was jarring, wasn't it? Okay, so anyway, and I acquired. Go around these guys here. There we go. Remember the keys. There we go. Someday these screen transitions won't trip me up. It's not today, but someday. This is the one that always throws me off because you gotta change directions. There you go. Okay. Heal me. Let's hope we have a good Mardrag. Yeah, so we lost about 2 minutes that opening. 2 and a bit. It's what I would call the first half of the game. I consider this fight to be the halfway point of the run. That looks like a good Mardrag to me. I think if we hit again with this special, Gigoat dies. Yep, it's good Mardrag. So we're going to block to get the mana back, and then we're going to use 2 specials. And now 1 regular before we switch to Levant to punch the poacher a couple times. Crits obviously do accelerate this fight, but they can be a bit tricky to account for. Because it changes how many hits you need with Levant and when you want those hits to happen and all that kind of stuff. I believe Poacher lives 1 more attack. I believe. Yeah, there you go. And now Arbitron should be able to finish Poacher. Yeah, good or bad Mardrag. The setup's the same, thankfully. Nice. I always worry that's going to miss, but it's the safest way to kill Poacher with Arbitron. I do think magic works as well, but I can never trust it. I never trust it to do enough. Alright. And now we hope that the Asher didn't respawn. But it was a Shirley and now it'll be an Asher. We have to hope it didn't respawn. If it didn't, everything's good. If it did, then we may get an extra encounter that can kill us. Which is obviously not good. I'm not good at dodging the Asher, so I'd rather face it head on if it's there. It's not. Back attack by the Asher is guaranteed death. Unless the AI decides to be very nice to you and uses a regular attack on you instead of its magic. Alright, beeline straight for the pedestal. There we go. safety key. The time loss is minor enough to justify it. I wonder if the time loss from that Omar fight and the Mardreg fight, the slow capture, equates to the difference between beating our PB or not. I don't think it does. I think it's like we still beat our PB by a long way if we do this like crisply. I think we still beat PB by like a fair margin. So sad that we lost. I'm so sad we lost that run last week. It was so good. We'll also have a PB that misses going into the right place. If we beat PB, then my personal best will include going to the village square for no reason. But to be fair, if you had a perfect run, then you couldn't improve your time. Not that really justifies making the mistake in the first place, but yeah. Commence the casual walk. I hope you appreciate how long this is. I'm being quiet just so you can feel how long it is. God, this cutscene's so long. I think those two are meant to be like... Well, no, I don't really understand this. So, those two are Nagi Maidens, of course. But they don't age between now and Cocoon 2. And Chorus is Moo's father, the tutor-type character, but, like, why doesn't she age? I know why Levant doesn't age. It's very heavily explained in Cocoon 2, but I don't know why Moo doesn't. Or Ra. Like, are they... What makes them immortal? Oh, I went into weapons by accident. Good job, me. Sell all our stuff. We have 3 of these? That's a lot. I think I was meant to sell the other liquor, but whatever. If need be, we'll sell it. Right, bye. Sleep spores. 2 mirrors of Deva. Bunch of these. Whole bunch of these. I think we're actually fine. Yeah, she was going to mention that she was related to Chorus there. If you speak to her again after defeating Chorus, then she gives you a big speech about it. So of course we don't talk to her again. It's also why we don't talk to Marbu after Dragonfly Forest? Yeah, after Dragonfly Forest. To equip our minions, because that would force us into this scene that we don't want. Alright, should be a Suave. Right for Arpatron to kill. Always forget to use my first set of sleep spores. Should probably have healed around there as well, just for speed. We'll fight the second one. Just because that's the one I'm not sure what his position will be. Yeah, it's fine. If I time that slightly more off, then we wouldn't be able to dodge the Suave. So 1 special attack and 2 regular, and Arpatron will be on full health after the fight. Arpatron regenerates. To be fair, maybe they won't be on full mana after the fight. But there'll be another fight we have to run away from anyway, because I'm not wrong warping. And that will fully heal Arpatron. I'm actually going to heal Bont now. Just because Levant's health doesn't matter too much, but we do need it to be above 70, I think. And that's just so when we need to heal Arpatron, not if, when we need to heal Arpatron, we need Levant to take 1 hit from Tuturus. And if that's Poison Tail, then that might be the end of Levant, if we don't have enough health. You'd be somewhat relying on luck for the block otherwise. Looking around this one. Yeah, we won't need to heal Arpatron with Liquor because we're going to take an encounter. Not one we'd necessarily have to take, because you can wrong walk to dodge it, but it'll also heal up Mardrag. Should then put Mardrag on full as well. Yeah, wrong. There's a wrong warp there. It's so far deep into the forest. It's going to be a Hackaroo plus a Manti that we have to fight. A Manti. I prefer it when it's just a Manti, because then that's the only thing there. Like, it's just the Manti, and the Manti will hit you, but not very much damage. Certainly not enough that you need to heal. Go around the Hackaroo this side. There we go. I should heal Mardrag. I think that's just correct. Heal Mardrag then. We didn't need to pick up those keys. We could have sold our 2 liquors and then avoided both of those keys. But I'm not the best at spotting the drops. I think if you get the Great Walnut from Kikinak and the Great Walnut from Poacher, then you don't need both keys. You pick up 1 key if Kikinak doesn't drop. You pick up 2 if both of them don't. I think that's how that's supposed to work. Because both special liquors go for like 1,500. They go for a lot. Alright, switch to Arbitron. Turris gets his turn on us. And hopefully it's magic fire attack, that's what I like to see. That is not what we want to see at all. We really don't want to see that. Double 10 for us. Okay, that's fine. That's not fine. Oh, you're killing me here, Turris. I was gonna block to get another attack on Arbitron. Use special because I want all the mana back. So 2 mana drains is bad. And a poison on the barn, which is also bad. How much do you actually need to survive the poison tail? 42? Fair enough, maybe we didn't need to heal one. Well, it all comes down to Turris RNG. I think this is the most like RNG heavy boss fight you can get. Or rather you do get in the run. Where you just have to pray that Turris is kind. Doesn't block your attacks when you don't want him to, etc. Okay, we're fine with 1 poison tail. You just need 1 more attack onto Turris. Oh, we didn't want that. We did not want that. Oh god. We need to heal Arbitron again, because if we kill Turris, Fire Boss hits. And there's the other problem. This may be the end of the run, on account of Turris RNG. If Turris didn't do Poison Tail, also if he does Poison Tail here, we die. Apparently. Okay, maybe not, maybe we live. Did less damage than I thought he would. Okay, this is a bad Turris. Normally you only need to heal Arbitron once. Arbitron, don't crit him when he's about to die. That's the wrong time to get the crit, dude. That doesn't help us at all. I'm just doing that to help out Mardrag. Arbitron's got better accuracy. Yeah, you can see there that Arbitron would have died had I kept them in after killing Turris. I'd have had to have relied on Arbitron blocking the Fire Boss attack, which is not likely. So now we're in realms of territory of there's such a disparity between the Turris fights. And but other minor slip-ups that now we may not be able to be our personal best, even if we get the wrong walks. If we get them super quick, we'll be fine, but that's if we get them super quick. Okay, Tendai, we appreciate that. Levon's in dire need of healing. Oh, that was a cruel to turret. Yeah, I thought... Oh no, yeah, because it's 42 to survive. Yeah, of course we'd survive the Turret thing, but only just. Because it was 42 with the poison tower plus the poison damage. For some reason I was thinking it was 42, then you add the poison damage, but I can't count. So that makes sense. So he took 84 from that, then we took 1 poison damage, so yeah, we'd live. Good to know that Levant survives 2 hits from Turturus. So I think that's the maximal damage Turturus can do. Yeah, we wouldn't have needed that extra heal had Turturus behaved and not mana drained Arptron a second time. And that's a significant time save. Whatever the outcome, as long as you only need to switch in Arptron twice, Arptron summon Arptron, then you're golden. And that's a good Turturus fight. Having to summon Arptron a 3rd time, not so fun. We aren't taking an extra encounter though. We aren't doing that. I don't like it when it's spurred here. They're fast. Aerosags are fast. Pain to escape from. Okay, we just have 2 wrong warps left. They just happen to be wrong warps, which I often fail. That's the only problem. They're ones I'm not very good at. So hopefully 1 Zulmu here. Can't dodge him, he's asleep right in the doorway. Okay, 1 Zulmu, that's good. We have Levant heals. We have 3 more chances to heal Levant, 3 more Meta Mugworts. Alright. Second last strong warp, attempt 1. That's too far back. Okay, cool. I'm glad I called that. Had I gone for that, I would have missed, and then I would have been very sad. I think that's far enough forward. I pray that it is. It is. Okay, 1 more. 1 more, and we need that yellow dragon. Yellow dragon. Okay. This is where our last nice run absolutely died because I choked on this really hard. Please. Please, game. Okay. We need a spiral fight. And it's gonna have to be on this screen. Also gonna sleep spore. So we need a spiral on one of these two screens. Okay. So this is now the last main RNG part of the run. We must allow Mardreg to kill the spiral. The Trigaran isn't... That's what... Trigaran. I always say Turgor. Trigaran is not the... It's on 3. The Trigaran is not the main concern. That's gonna hurt a bit. Not a huge bit, because it's Earth. I need to remember that Mardreg doesn't kill Trigaran in regular then special. Double attack from the spiral. That's a bit of a concern. Okay, so we just need this to not crit. Okay, I'm gonna switch to Levant. I'm gonna heal Mardreg. I wouldn't normally do this, but I'm not risking the Mardreg dying to this spiral. Fine liquor should be enough. Alright, Mardreg just needs to kill the spiral now. And then there's one remaining mostly light-based encounter. Yeah, I thought he wouldn't one-shot it. The spiral's HP seemed pretty high. Stop getting crits as you kill them. It is not helpful to get crits at that point. You just make me feel bad. Okay, anyway. Heal Levant. There is one more encounter that we must run from. That will finish healing up our minions. So we just need a successful escape. A successful escape here is all we need. A failed escape and the run dies. Please, game. Don't do me like this. Okay. Okay. Levant one more time. Okay. We have 12 minutes to beat both bosses and still beat a personal best. Obvious improvements we can make already. Don't fight that Omar by accident. Dodge the squasp. Dodge both squasps, I should say. We dodged one of them but failed to dodge the other. Don't go into the village square for no reason. And friendly to tourists. Of course, It's not over yet. Here comes Delphi now. I'd appreciate it if my minions, you know, got their critical hits earlier. I would appreciate some crits. We're gonna have to block here. And now this next attack should be our double turn. Okay, one, maybe two more. Stop critting as you kill them! Please! Crit earlier! You know how much time I could have saved if you two would crit when you're meant to? Instead of as like, ooh, look at me. Let me finish them by critting, and it doesn't change a damn thing. Alright, next turn should be Arpatron's double. Okay, go slowly through the menus. We must make sure we get the heals off. Okay. I could have Great Walnuted. Probably not worth. Actually, did I pick up a Great Walnut? I don't think I did. But okay. We just want good Kashidra. Give me good Kashidra. It's hard to gauge how much time we actually have left to beat PB on account of the fact that this sequence has to happen. So you go, oh yeah, we have like 7 minutes left to beat Chosen One, but we have to wait for this. And that's going to eat like 2 of those minutes. So whatever time we get, we have to remember that it can be improved by at least 2 minutes, and I would say 3 is fair. Just based on the Tuturus luck. And that's assuming a run where no critical hits happen. And no crits, no blocks. It's just like average luck, I would say. With good luck, we could have cut off a lot of time. Well, I say we could have cut off a lot, we wouldn't have lost time to Tuturus, is what I'm saying. Primarily. And Delphina wouldn't have, How many bosses did we critical hit as we killed them? Happened on Delphina, happened on Tuturus. Did it happen on the fire boss himself? I can't remember. But okay. All comes down to this. How friendly is Kashidra? That's all we care about now, is friendly Kashidra. Expecting earth attack, then switch into air. Okay. Okay, we got double earth round. That's good. Double earth is very good for us. The more hits we get on Kashidra before they get to water, the fewer chances Kashidra has to heal. Which is what messes us up. Got a lot of damage on Kashidra that time, before switching to fire. I got a lot. If we have to kill Kashidra before they switch into water, honestly, I'm fine with that. It's hard to say if it's optimal, but waiting an extra turn is definitely not worth it, I don't think. Just to wait for Kashidra to do the switch. It will take us an extra hit to take down Chosen One, but I think that's fine. I was hoping for a no block fight. But that's okay. It'll take us 3 hits to take down Chosen One. Come on! Come on, don't block me! One hour 12:35. That is a significant improvement. That is 3 minutes faster than our personal best. So yeah, so I said when we got our last personal best that I thought sub 110 is possible. Given how much time was lost to Turris, that Mardrake and that Omar fight, I can't believe I did that. Yeah, sub 110, absolutely possible. Absolutely. So you've improved on our initial personal best by 4 minutes in about 2 weeks. 2 more weeks of trying. I'm very pleased with that. That's really good. You could have possibly, if we didn't have Chosen One blocks, we'd have been about 20 seconds faster. It maybe would have been better for us if Kashidra switched 1 turn faster, so it only took 2 options hits, but I think that's looking a gift horse in the mouth. Kashidra didn't even get to water. There was no chance of them healing. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. We'll definitely get the sub 110 at some point. It may take many tries, but we will do it. It may be, you know, months from now. I definitely can't... I don't think there's any point in continuing a run where we miss a wrong warp at this point. I think the time loss is too great to be overcome.
When the 4 divine barriers are dispelled, the power of light and darkness shall usher in the time of gathering. Kumari and Kaya, the guardian deities of light and darkness, shall be released by the twin dragons of Kemu. The chosen ones of light and darkness shall meet, and only then will the accursed ones be granted repose, and man shall obtain yet another fruit of knowledge, but it shall bear the seeds of responsibility.
Yeah, it was a bit sketchy in a couple of places, but I think the time difference you get from missing one wrong warp now is greater than the time loss we got otherwise in the run, like in the other spots where we lost time. Obviously, could have still been cleaner, obviously. I still think we have about 3 minutes room for improvement before we start looking at luck as being possibly one of the key elements then. We weren't immediate with all of our wrong warps, but we were pretty fast. We were pretty good with those. Only a handful of back and forths in the entire run. Didn't mess up on the spider wrong warp at all. I appreciate that for myself, given how often I seem to have been doing that lately. Yeah, I still think we got about 3 minutes room for improvement with just what I would consider average luck. I wouldn't say this run was unlucky as such. But we definitely had some moments of bad luck, and I would say one key spot of good luck, which was Kashidra. Not so much Chosen One. Our crits on the minions as they died is very frustrating, because we could have gotten one fewer attack to kill them. Not sure if that's true for Delphinel. I think Delphinel might survive. I don't think one crit on Delphinel necessarily makes a difference. On Taturus, I think it definitely does, though. I think one crit on Taturus means you require one fewer attack on him. We can also start looking into incorporating that Beetle Forest Wrong Warp that exists to speed up the run. Instead of taking the extra fight. Internal game clock's only 3 minutes faster. Well, I say only 3 minutes faster. The run's only 4 minutes faster. But okay, so now we have to beat 1:12:35 in all of our future runs. That's gonna be fun. We're gonna have so many runs die in the latter half because they have no hope of beating that. There's only one thing for it. Immediately try again. So I'm just waiting for the emulator reset now. There we go. Thanks, yeah. I had one extra encounter that I didn't need, and I went to the village square for no good reason. Because I pressed down one too few times. So you had a nice little look at the village square for no reason. Yep. Got enough time for one more? So we're going to see if we can beat the run we literally just set of 1:12:35. I did get everything, didn't I? Yeah. All right. Reset the timer. Go again. Yeah, we had in the first run of the day we had multiple dragonfly misses, so it's just like this isn't worth it doing. We'll just restart. Get it first try the second run. I mean, you got 11 minutes before I have any hope of being distracted. All I have to do here is press X. I'm not really doing anything. I say 11, more like 12 if I'm honest. And that's just because at 12 minutes I need to press down once to go to fight Arbitron. To be fair, earlier I hit square instead of X, and I was like, why am I not going into the fight? Because for some reason I decided to press the wrong button.
Ricketts has run away, has he? He's run off, you know. It's all hearsay. It seems his heart was stolen by a naughty woman, and he ran off. His son is still so young. Too young to become a Cocoon master. Run away, will you?
Yeah, if we miss a wrong warp now, we can basically conclude that the PB isn't going to be beatable without crazy luck. So it's probably not worth continuing the run if we miss the wrong warp once anywhere. Aside from maybe Spider Forest, you might still be able to miss the Spider Forest one once. Why must Louis call the divine beasts demons? Some real prejudice he's got there. So yeah, things we need to try to do this time that we didn't last time was dodge the Patimal. Don't get into that extra fight for no good reason. Not that we normally do anyway. Don't go to the village square. And that's about it. In terms of things we need to do differently. Other than that, it's the standard get good at wrong warps. And hope Mardrag is friendly, and hope Tuturus is... Well, I hope every boss needs to be friendly to you, to be honest. It's just that Tuturus is the worst culprit for it. And so is Mardrag, to be fair. Mardrag's pretty bad. I love how the backgrounds in this game, like when they zoom in on them, they don't scale uniformly because of all the culling going on to make it fit the PlayStation resolution. I kind of want to see the original art pieces for all of these backdrops, because obviously they weren't drawn to be pixelated. But yeah, depending on when our runs die, / if they die, we may have time for 2 more runs. Unless they die immediately, in which case there'll be a bunch of runs that all die at around the 20-minute mark. But I think we can get 2 full runs left. Yeah, I'm not sure where you'd go to find the original art pieces. I guess you'd have to like contact the developers going, do you have these? Can I have them? Yeah, I have no idea if we have the manual still. Yeah, you can always, yeah, I've seen like all the original backdrops for like Final Fantasy IX and stuff. They were considered lost for a while, weren't they, I think? And they were dug up again. I do find it funny how, in this scene, when Mabu's on the ladder, her shadow goes through her. Because of how shadows are rendered in this game. It's really funny. You'll see her like go down the ladder here, and then you'll see that shadow on the ground will just go through her body. There you go. She's sat in her own shadow. And it makes sense as from an animation perspective how they would have animated that. I'm surprised they didn't move the shadow with the animation.
Your father was a noble man. Coward.
Yeah, through the void.
I hereby proclaim your coming of age. You're bright from this day forward.
I guess the animation must be attached to the model at a later point. I don't actually know if they did the introduction sequence, like the video at the start, and they did the character designs to my knowledge. I don't know if they did the backdrops. I actually don't know. It makes sense if they did, but I feel like they didn't. Just because I think there's too much of a disparity between the in-game backdrops and that intro sequence for it to still be them. It might be, but I think it's not. Is that for all? Does it say that's for the backdrops as well, though, or is that just for the like the minions and whatnot? Yeah, maybe. Definitely worth finding. I certainly want to see what this game would look like had they not had to worry about compression. HD remaster when? With most games, once I'm done playing them, they release an HD remaster. It'd be nice if that worked for this game, but somehow I don't think it will. I also really want to look at the how the minion morphing's done. I don't know much about model morphing, which I know is used quite extensively with like character creators these days. I should look into the technology of how that works, because I find that very interesting. Ah, fair. They are responsible for the nightmare nosemen. I think they're supposed to be skeletal, vaguely, based on the intro sequence anyway. I don't really understand what they're meant to be aside from, like, I know they're disciples of darkness, but I don't know what they physically meant to be. So many sequences really do a number on my fingers from pressing X so fast. There we go. Take me to the watchtower. And look down and be sad, Louis. Give me the key. Okay, I finally have inputs that matter. (1402) is the time to beat to capture Arbitron faster than I did last time. There should be an Arbitron percent of this game, where all you do is replay the intro sequence, mash X as hard as possible, and capture Arbitron. And then as soon as Arbitron like gets captured, you call time. Like that would have been 14 flat. Just turn it into a speedrun where the only thing that matters is your ability to mash X and occasionally square and occasionally start. Alright, let's embarrass ourselves one more time with our failure to dodge the Patinal. Oh, never mind. We didn't embarrass ourselves on that one. Embarrass ourselves on this one? Yeah, embarrass ourselves on that one. I'm good at this game, I swear. Oh, what am I doing? That's so early. Oh, if I could turn without having to... You know, whatever. That should be cleanly into Chorus's hut. A little bit of time lost, nothing to worry about. Alright. Let's see if Mardreg wants to be friendly. Took us 3 capture attempts last time. Which lost us like a whole minute. Just to Mardreg being a bit mean. We're also going to have to switch elements, so lose a little bit of time for our failed run, straight run up to the Forest's hut. Wrong warp. There we go. There's the Mardreg. I do wonder how much time you save if you... So I know sub 110 is possible. If you manage to capture Mardreg instantly, sub 108 is probably possible. From just capturing Mardreg. Capturing Mardreg straight up probably saves like 2 minutes. You don't have to do this whole sequence, you don't have to heal the Levant. None of that. 16. Okay, if we get hit for 7, we can hit it twice. Otherwise, we're gonna have to just hope that he's friendly. But I doubt we're going to have 2 runs in a row that manage to go the whole distance if we're going to stop whenever we fail a wrong warp. Especially the dragonfly one, it takes so long to set up, like to physically run there again. Oh, that easily. Oh, okay. So this one's escaping. We'll keep trying. The time loss isn't horrific yet. Tuturus cost us like a solid minute. Just worth noting. Okay, this is turning into an exact repeat of last time. I'm getting deja vu here. Get in the goddamn cocoon, Mardrag. Get in the cocoon. Okay, so 3 attempts again. So literally no time saved on capturing the Mardrag. Grand total of no time saved on that part. Aralco? Looks like it. No, it's not Mardrag, it's Mardrag, okay. I thought I could see the little horn if it was Mardrag, but apparently not. Maybe I'm just blind today. If I now bump into this tortoise again, then I don't even know what to say. It'll be an exact... Well, aside from we dodged the other Patymel this time, it'll be an exact repeat. Out of the way, Toad. There we go. What about the running angle? Okay, tortoise, have you moved out of the way? Good. Not trust myself at all. But we'll go for it anyway. I probably shouldn't have. I shouldn't have. Oh, no point carrying this one on. Let's go again. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have many more runs now that look like this. Just because the major time loss in the run was in this first half section. Which, to be honest, is actually better than it being in the latter half. Imagine if it was in the latter half, Jesus. Unfortunately, we'll make it a lot less entertaining that I'm doing this intro sequence literally 50% of the time. I swear on that scene, her shadow doesn't appear to go through her. But I don't know if that's just because I can't see it as easily. If it were earlier on, I probably would have retried that long warp until I got it, and then reset.
He's run off, you know.
To practice, but
It seems as if he was stolen by a Na'vi woman, and he ran off.
don't have that much time.
His son is still so young. Too young to become a cocoon master. away, will you?
I remember wondering if you could outrun these guys. Like, is there a way Philip aren't to go fast enough to just outpace them, and then what happens? Not that anything does happen, but, you know, child brain. There must be a hidden secret. It's like, ooh, there must be a hidden secret if you successfully beat the Dream Man, even though you obviously cannot beat the Dream Man. I still think Minion's the coolest, well, Minion in the game. He is literally a tiger and a dragon at the same time. I really want that sub 110. That's what I want to aim for at this point. You got significant time saves on the last run, but I think there's still some left. Does mean that we've managed to beat my personal best 2 runs in a row now, actually. Not 2 runs in a row, 2 days of runs in a row, I should say. I mean, last week we only improved by 1 minute. We improved by 3 on that personal best today. That also means I have to be more particular about what runs I continue, which actually have a chance of winning.
According to
Well, not winning, beating my own personal best.
Your coming of age. Your pride from this day forward. Treacherous girl.
I can take it a bit easy though. I can think more about the challenge run for tomorrow. What I'm actually going to do. I have a pretty solid plan, I think. My one concern is taking down Kashidra still. Level 18s don't tend to lend themselves to beating Kashidra that easily. And little, well, to be fair, yeah, I think we still want Little Bird equipped on Levant. I was wondering if we like get a different weapon. Help Levant kill the Earth boss, so that maybe I get all 3 of my minions for the Kashidra fight. At least on the first try. I may actually have to have like a 4th backup minion. I may need to like make a 4th minion in the event that we need to use an extra minion for the Kashidra fight. Just because it's kind of hard to avoid one of our minions leveling up against Earth boss. We're probably gonna have to capture a lot of minions actually as like backups. Not backups, replacements as we go. It's like this minion defeated Poacher, so gotta switch it out. In fact, I can get Levant to finish Poacher off, so I don't think we'll lose minion there, but I do think we will lose one against Fire Boss and against Earth Boss. Ah, oh, minion, if you crit that first hit, I could have had the fastest intro sequence I've ever gotten. If you crit twice in a row, that would have been very sweet. That's a pure luck-based time save, so. Wasn't the fastest speaking to Mother Garai there, but sort of whatever. Give me the key. Spoke to him one too many times. Look at the head bob as he runs, side to side. I hadn't really noticed that before, but that's quite funny. Now, depending on how far we get with this run, I won't have time for another. So hopefully we do get more than just one run that gets all the way to the end today. That's basically just because I saw the difference between like 20 minutes and an hour. As to why we won't have time for another run. Depending on how far this gets. If it fails the dragonfly again, we have enough time to try one more time. But after that, if it fails the third time, probably not. Can we dodge both Patimals once today? Let's find out. No, we can't. No, we can't. I'm getting hit by both now. That's the next step, getting hit by both Patimals. Yeah, what am I doing? What was that dodge? Didn't even turn a little bit to the right way I needed it to. Hopeless dodges. That's too early. Okay. Oh. Oh, that's also too early. So is that. Come on. Nope. Oh. Why am I messing up Beetle Warp now? Had such a good day of it. There we go. Casual 30-second time loss, why not? Bad Beetle Forest. Unfortunately, mashing in the shops for some reason doesn't actually make you go any faster. The input just seems to... I don't know if it's like loading the menu or something, but it's slow. It is slow to go through those. Oh, I didn't keep track of how many transitions we did. Backwards and forwards. I think it's a Mardrag, but I honestly couldn't tell you. It's not. Jog that up to another dime loss. Not shaping out so well. But I'll carry forward any run that doesn't mess up wrong warps. And I'll permit one fail on the Spider Forest wrong warp. Excuse me, Mardrag? Have I been crit twice this run already? I received 2 critical hits. Gonna have to heal after this next attack from Mardrag. Seven, okay. Absolutely have to capture it at this HP. I can't. There's no chance of me hitting it without it dying. We do 7 to 9 damage per attack on the Mardrag. But like 7's the minimum. Gonna behave? Okay, cool. That may have just made up for all the time we lost faffing about in the beautiful forest like an idiot. May have. Can't be sure. What's this over here? Ralco. Don't get hit by the tortoise. I alternate between calling them turtles and tortoises, but it's kind of fine because all tortoises are turtles. Right, let's see if we can get this. Fraction of a second too slow. Sometimes I think I'm just reacting to the screen going dark by pressing circle instead of actually doing it. That may be alright. We'll try it. It looks a bit far back. It is. Okay. I will go back and get this wrong warp right. And we'll try one more time. We'll just keep going till we get this, then go one more run after this. I don't mind this one dying so much, given that we already failed the well, we didn't fail. We oh no, we failed to dodge the squasps, both of them, and didn't get the wrong warp immediately, which we normally do. We often do. Not normal. I wouldn't say normally. I don't think it's over 50% of the time, but we do fairly consistently get that one.
Yeah, we need to practice.
So why not? That also looks far back. It's really hard to tell. It's too far back. There's such little space in it. It's easy to tell whenever Levant is close to the screen, it's easy to see, which is why the Beetle Forest one's so easy. And it's relatively easy to see on the second dragonfly one as well. Levant isn't that close to the screen, but you can. The visual cue is pretty reasonable. The spider forest one's not so clear, but you have to do it more. And then this one's just terrible. Come on. Yeah, okay. Alright. So one more try. Before we call it quits. Was it 9:40? So yeah, a complete run will take us to 11. And I kind of want to stop by 11. Time we start at 7. I think I started at 7. So while I could, like, at most I'll go for 4 hours, and that's just dependent on you know where we get the sorry, when we get the runs. So we stop way earlier if we can't finish by 11, basically. Yeah, it's good practice. We'd have way more runs if I was consistent at Dragonfly wrong warp, like Dragonfly 1. Then practically every run would be a run, as it were. Every run would have a solid shot. It's just this one wrong warp that messes me up all the time. I genuinely think she doesn't go through her shadow at that point. Does that version of her model not have a shadow? Maybe that's what it is.
Rick Hess has run away, has he? He's run off, you know. It's all hearsay. It seems his heart was stolen by a naughty woman, and he ran off. His son is still so young. Too young to become a Cocoon master. Run away, will you?
Yeah, it's our last shop today, basically. She has a shadow there. I do wonder why you can't see it as clearly in the first scene on the watchtower, but you can very obviously see it in the second one. Pressing circle instead of X. Oh yeah, I need to work on what I could use to beat Kikinak in the no level win challenge. Highest level I can have is those. Do you remember what level those birds were? The ones which the Makshira, the ones that cast sleep, were in the last run. Because I need a minion to kill Kikinak with. I'm thinking Makshiras with Patimal merges. Probably work reasonably well. That said, I would then have to capture one. It's a pain. Yeah, fair. I think they're level 5. Because I was level 3, right? Then I caught a level 7, then I caught them. And again, level 5 is probably excessive to defeat Kikinak with. I think level 4 is enough. I think it's called a Makshira. Mushkira? Mushkira. I think. I'm spelling it phonetically there. Well, not phonetic. I'm spelling it how I say it, so I don't know if I'm doing that correctly. Anyway, it's wind, and it has sleep. But I figured I could merge a bunch of Patimals onto it, give it a strong fire attack, and then that would be strong enough to take down Kikinak. Or possibly just merge it with Squimals if I'm on. Sorry, Squasps. Not change his elements and just use them like that. But I would have to capture them is the problem. And that's going to be difficult when my minions can't level up. I think the hard part of the my minions can't level challenge is genuinely going to be just capturing minions. It's going to be getting Levant high enough level. Sorry, using a minion of high enough level to capture an even higher level minion. All the way through. That's going to be that's going to be so difficult. I'm actually gonna have to spend some time in the Dark Dragonfly Forest, like, properly, in order to obtain minions that are strong enough to take down, spirals and whatnot. 'Cause spirals are ultimately what I'm gonna want to end up with. They're the highest level you can encounter. And they're very good. But to capture a spiral, I need a water minion. Well, I guess gyros will work too. But I'll need an earth or a water minion strong enough to weaken one of the spirals or gyros for me to capture, which means I need to be strong enough to weaken that minion. All the way down till ultimately. Probably Mardrag is like the highest. Probably Mardrag or Heralco are the highest level minion Levant by himself can capture. I would say Shulia, but your odds of successfully capturing the Shulia aren't great. You know, from the off, if you just go straight to Moth Forest, capture a Shulia at level 1. Not sure if you'll manage it. It's the only time in the whole game that you see the outside of our house. I don't even think that if you manually go back there later, I don't think you see the exterior.
Coward. According to tradition, I hereby proclaim your coming of age. Your bride from this day forward. Treacherous girl.
Like Gry's house, you only ever see the outside of Gry's house in 2 places. One when you're leaving and Mabu comes with a ring, and the second time when everyone's turned into stone. And that's just so you can see Kelmar there, trying to rush to Mabu's side before he got turned to stone. Time will ever use its magic attack. I can't even remember if it does. Or can, I should say. I think it just uses its regular attack over and over again. Yeah, I can use the magic, I thought so. Well, I say I thought so after literally saying I think it doesn't. So maybe I didn't think so. Makes sense that it does, it just has Primal AI. But actually does more damage when you use the magic attack. So maybe if the Primal uses Agni twice, and then minion crit you once, maybe that's enough to kill you. Before minion's 3rd attack. Save 1 attack's worth of time. My head minion was fire. Well, I guess he is fire. Not known elemental. For some reason I thought he actually was fire elemental instead of, you know, no element displayed. I have not been paying attention to that top left thing. I keep going, oh yeah, minion's fire, he should be water. Well, he kind of is fire, but at the same time, yeah, it's actually no elemental. Non-elemental. I always think of him as fire anyway. He has fire magic attack, he must be fire internally. These Kashidras respect the change elements. I wonder what the idea between that was. I suppose that like emphasizes the dream element, like it's not a real minion. But I see. I remember years and years ago, you'd be able to like find online forums. Like, here's how you capture minion, or here's how you can make a minion that's just like minion. Or like, here's a Game Shark code to give your minion skin, like the texture. Like a fixation on managing to get this dragon. Maybe. Is that how it's spelled? Maybe that's why I get mascara, because like unless like mascara, just it doesn't slip off my tongue. Oh no, you meant to say it. Yeah, that makes sense. That'd make it a useful minion to have. Actually capturing it's the problem. Could I use a Mardrag? Capture some Earth ones? Like, use Mardrag, capture an Earth one, merge that with a bunch of Patimal. Let the Mardrag be killed by one of the Mascaras. So that it doesn't level up, so I can keep using it. Slash merge stuff into it later. And it's gonna be a tricky one tomorrow. It's gonna be a tricky challenge. We also need to be able to capture the emojis. Snakes. I'm gonna need to be able to capture the snakes. And that could also be a bit tricky. Maybe the mascara would be strong enough for that? Maybe? I'd rather only capture one if I can avoid capturing more. It'd be a pain to capture a lot. Alright. For the last time today, can I dodge squasps? I already know the answer is no, I can't. I suck at dodging squasps. It's probably worse because I'm saying that to myself. I'm like, you can't dodge this, you suck. And then I then can't dodge it. I probably need to give the squasp slightly more time to like come towards me before I run off. Like, oh my god, that one's already chasing me. Why was it so far forward? Okay, no squasp dodges for us. Sad times. We are bad. That looks a bit early. Oh, even that's close enough. Okay. Okay. That's earlier than I normally do it. It is a bit more leeway than I thought. Because that's where I'd like to do it. Weird. No, I would not like the story of creation. No, thank you. Yeah, maybe a bit of a longer one tomorrow. A bit of trouble getting towards that. Around that corner. But yeah, maybe a bit of a longer one. On account of needing to do so many steps to just get higher level minions. I think we need to go back to switch elements. Be a little bit embarrassing if we didn't, and I just switched the element to be wrong. Oh yeah. We've saved embarrassing ourselves. Yeah, it seems at the minute my consistency on the dragonfly wrong warp appears to be 1 in 3. Which isn't bad, until you remember that it takes 20 minutes or so to try one. So it's like once an hour I do it correctly. While in the context of doing runs. Let's heal up a lot. So we're most likely looking at it going down to 9 health, and then we'll hit it one more time. And then hope Levant doesn't do a lot of damage on that last roll. 9's kind of high still. There we go, down to 2. That should now be like... That should be a consistent capture. Like, the capture odds are good. It's got 2 health out of 61. Okay, cool. I'd rather do that extra hit than an extra capture attempt. Let's carry on. Rock or Mardrag? What's the next question? Or okay. Give me that key. I don't know how I feel about that positioning. No. Okay. Okay. We'll have to call it quits there then, I think. I do not have enough time to complete a whole run now. Unfortunately. I have got to... I mention it every time, but I have got to actually practice this wrong warp in isolation by myself. Just do it over and over and over. Till I don't suck at it. But it's so dull to do that. We'll check out my consistency for 1 in 3. Let's see if it is 1 in 3. Come on, come on. Oh, that's early. Wait, is that a view? I'm just looking for visual cues now. Okay, so sometimes the shadow disappears partially for Levant. I can't remember if that's just part of the transition or if that's actually... I think it's just part of the transition sometimes. So that's not a useful visual cue. I gotta find something I can look at and say that's correct because X. That's how I'll do this consistently. Which doesn't rely on Levant's run cycle of all things. That's what I've been mostly using, is how fast does the run. Can I use like the right hand side, the left hand side maybe? Left hand side might be easier to do consistently, to be fair. Have a look. Right there. Don't think so. Don't think so. It'd be cool if it was. I keep pressing circle late now, which is why I'm transitioning between the two screens, because I'm trying to delay it because my instinct tells me to do it sooner, and that's when I miss. I need to not listen to that quite so much. But now I'm delaying too much. That's early. Oh, that's right, okay. There? I mean, the thing is, like, the spot's practically the same, whether you're right or wrong. Yes, like, that's right. But it doesn't look any different. Anyway. We'll call it there. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time for me to get a full extra attempt in, so we just did 3 runs that all died there, which I thought would kind of happen. That's sort of what I anticipated. Anyway. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be attempting this again next week. I will actually practice that wrong warp before the next stream, I think. I think it's so critical at this point that I now need to. Like, before I could get away with failing it once, then retrying per run, but now I don't think I can do that. Not if I want to actually beat my personal best now. So the no leveling run is tomorrow. That'll probably be at around 7 or 8 PM. Probably more like 7 PM. I'm gonna need a lot of time, so it'll probably be the same time as this one. That'll just be tomorrow. And then after that is going to be the 1 minion only run. So this week's no level, then next week is 1 minion. I don't think 1 minion is going to be necessarily that hard, but well, Kashidra might be a pain, as Kashidra always is. But I don't actually think it'll be that bad, because we'll have one very strong minion is the plan for that. Is we're just going to make one very, very strong minion and use that. Anyway, thanks for watching today. We did manage to improve our time, our best time, by 3 minutes, even if we did fail every other run. I'm still pretty pleased with how we did. And hopefully I will get to see you all tomorrow. That is not how you spell Kashidra. It's C-U, not K-A. Kashidra. And it's close enough, to be fair. Yeah, the problem's gonna be when it's fire. We only have one element, so it's gonna be when it's Kashidra's an advantage against that element. But anyway, I apologize for pointing that out, but it had to be done. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. I'll be probably starting about 7 PM. I'll obviously schedule the stream in, and I hope to see you guys there.